life, and you're overthinking it, you're losing sleep, you're starting to notice diet changes, or you're starting to notice, you're withdrawing from relationships. There's lots of triggers that you'd be looking for to say something's different about me and this is impacting my daily life on a longer term. So the chronic stress is what we're looking at, the chronic anxiety, when it's gone beyond that daily or instant sort of presentation or, nervousness about your child's health or, one-off things. It's when it's starting to impact your daily life. And so for me, I would notice maybe a bit of tension in my shoulders, that I'm not active as much as I would normally be. I would start to eat differently, so maybe drinking more alcohol. And then so for me, I'm very aware of those things, and I go, hang on a minute, what's happening to my life right now that I'm starting to take part in differences in my daily life, and I'm starting to kind of work more, or so that's when you start to notice, and that's the bit when you have the ability to actively change those bases, those lifestyles, like both of us have spoken about, before it starts to get impactful into your health. So yeah, knowing, and that's why I put up that log. If you know what your normal routine is, then you can start to notice the changes and think, hang on a minute, I'm not eating the same, or I'm not sleeping very well. So those kind of tracking systems are really helpful. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, perfectly. Let me come in there. So everything is all individualized. No two people can present with anxiety the same way. No two people can reach their breaking point. So it's all about knowing your normal. Your normal is your normal. You know when you're stretched. You know how long you haven't been sleeping. You know how long you haven't been happy. You know exactly what's going on in your body. But I will say this. The earlier you present to a professional, the better. It's better you present to a professional and a professional will tell you, oh, it's too early, don't worry, go home, than to assume that, you know what you're doing, because most people present when it's already late. Once your anxiety, your depression becomes chronic, that's when the problem starts. Most of the anxiety, depression, stress, we can manage them without giving you medications. But the moment we resort to giving you medications, it means the natural approach failed. So we wouldn't want you to wait for your teenager, for your daughter, for your son to get to that breaking point before you begin to fix them. We can't fix adults. We can fix kids and youths. Once they get to adults, it's too late. We can only manage them. So the same thing is applicable in mental health. Let's think more about prevention. Like I mentioned, food, exercise, sleep, talk therapy, communication. Some of your kids, you can't say that they're like this or like that. They lock themselves up in the room. You don't even know what they're doing. And it's not about using force. It's about having the skill, the communicative ability of breaking the wall, of dialoguing, of listening. Most parents do not listen. They believe we don't know anything. We don't know what we're talking about. They don't give us a chance to express ourselves. Each kid, each youth is unique. What they like, we don't like. How they roll, we don't roll. So we cannot impose on them the societal expectations and expect them to be perfect. And nobody's perfect. So that's my addition to what Morai said.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Please remember, you can raise your hand, you can contribute. Let's quickly get this.
We need some engagement. We need some interactions in the house, on the floor, please. Anybody apart from Ifi, anybody apart from Dr. Fondo and Morag, would like to hear from other people, please. All right. Uncle Chimex, I believe Uncle Chimex is raising his hand. Can you unmute him, please, ma'am?
All right. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Chudi. It's always amazing following you and listening to you. And also want to recommend everybody to follow his Facebook page, his YouTube channel. You have to learn a lot, both as a man and as a woman. There's so much to learn from Dr. Chudi. Dr. Chudi, I want to tell you that I'm a secret follower and admirer, and God will bless you for all the work you do sacrificially for everybody on earth, both open clinics and those mental webinars. May God bless you. And I also want to say thank you to Morag. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot under you this afternoon. May God bless you. And also a big thank you to much, ma, for all the amazing things you've been doing. May God bless you. That is all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
This guy, if you're not married, you're in trouble.
Say what?
Max, if you're not married, you're in trouble. You have such a good heart. I almost thought you was a lady talking, and I didn't know you were a follower. But you don't have to hide. You can always come out. We can always collaborate. But you're a good guy, and the stuff you're spotting on your T-shirt says "Never give up." I remember vividly you've presented on this platform. I will tell you this: if we all fail, we fail because we forgot we belong to each other. If the reason why you wake up every day is not for humanity, then you're wasting your time. So if we don't take care of humanity, who's going to take care of our humanity? So thank you guys for finding it worthy, because if we're talking to stones are not responsive. But thank God we have people that listen to what we have to share and they're actually learning. So thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you, everybody. Our host, do we have any other questions before we go to the musical interlude? Any other questions, please? Any other engagements? Does anybody want to add something? Any contributions on the floor? All right.
This is really surprising. I mean, most times we show up and we have so many questions to answer. For the first time, I don't know, maybe people are still in the festive mode. Maybe they're still coming from October or whatever, because we have 28 people in attendance. And I can tell you this, we all have kids. We all have
questions, man.
So, okay, Tonya is raising her hand. Let's allow Tonya. Let's see what she has to say.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Tonya, go ahead. Okay. Can we unmute Tonya, please? Okay,
sorry, I was talking. I didn't know I was still on mute. Okay. Thank you very much for the lovely presentations this evening. A lot was gained from it. I just wanted to add that there are a lot of mindfulness apps out there to manage anxiety. It helps a lot, because with COVID, a lot of us had anxieties, series of anxieties, and sometimes even when you speak with the medical team, they think you're making it up. They think you're exaggerating. So a lot of mindfulness apps are out there as well as speaking to a professional. They help. Thank you. That's all I want to say. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
You want to respond? Okay. Hello, go ahead, please.
No, I would leave to the professionals. I'm not a professional. You want to talk? You want to give
I wanted to say something. I wanted Murad to come in with our perspective, then I will chip in my.
Okay, sir.
Murad, please go ahead.
Yeah, so what I would say to that is, great, there are lots of apps, and I think if you use them and add mindfulness into your daily practice, so the breathing, as the doctor talked about, what I can say to you is you cannot be anxious and relaxed at the same time, right? Your body will not allow you to be anxious and relaxed. So if you can practice that daily relaxation, that mindfulness, and so I would use the 5 senses when I'm talking to people about, in everyday tasks. So think about when you're in the shower, what can I see, what can I smell, what can I hear, and those mindfulness practices can really help reduce that anxiety. But if it does go beyond mindfulness and you do see that, constant stressors or that constant anxiety, overthinking, that's when you need to start talking, because mindfulness in itself doesn't always help.
True. And I have to.
I got a question, but I'll let the doctor speak. Okay. When you finish, I'll ask my question.
Okay, so here's the deal. Remember, the people that develop those apps are humans, right? During COVID, we had to cope. The world didn't know, we can work from home and do a lot of things. We thought the world was going to come to an end. Guess what? The world didn't come to an end. So the apps are like human constructs, more like trying to mimic that human interface. They cannot replace humans. No matter how good a robot is, you cannot replace human. So I wouldn't want it to be solely attached or to be addicted to the app and be hoping, oh, if I do this on this relaxation app, it's going to help me a lot. Time will come when it will be outdated, and if you're used to that particular app to derive your high, then you have a problem. But when you connect with people, because I know in medical field there are so many of our colleagues that are very assumptive, so they believe that you're okay. Once they check out their boxes, they think you're making it up. No, in medical practice, some people can pretend to be sick when they're not sick and all that, to seek favor and all that. But every individual has to be listened to. Every individual has to be treated on individual basis. Good, there are so many apps, but I will tell you this. Majority of the apps and all these newer technological gadgets out there, they have one objective: to make money. Look, I know what I'm talking about. So if you develop your own coping mechanism within you, and you know your normal is your normal, by the time you exceed your normal, then you can begin to think outside the box. Then please don't get comfortable in any comfort zone. So if your app is working for you, be careful. That might be your comfort zone. Always think outside the box. Identify those people that genuinely understand where you're coming from. Unfortunately, most people don't understand where we're coming from. Even the people you love so much, sometimes they think you're going crazy because they want what they want and when they want it. So don't be solely dependent and addicted to any app that might work. They were constructed by humans like us. The best approach is always human interaction. And thankfully, we might not even see in person. We might use the platform we're using today, and believe me, you will go back feeling like a kid again. Thank you.
Thank you. We are out of time. Unfortunately, that's as much as we can take on this segment of Face You Mental Health and Stigma Reduction Seminar. You can join us next same time, I believe same platform. I'm not sure if I'm correct. Next month for another edition. Right about now, we are going to proceed to closing remarks, and I believe that the host has a couple of words for closing remarks in that regard. What's her name again? My sister. If you take it away.
Thank you so much, Henry. It's just vote of thanks. I'd like to thank everyone for making time out of your busy schedule, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, Coletta, do we have the spin wheel ready? Can we run it quickly?
Okay, while we're running it, I had a question I wanted to ask the doctor, please.
Okay, go ahead and ask the doctor.
Doctor, please tell me, what exactly is the role of exercise in ameliorating anxiety and stress? Because exercise, everybody's mentioning exercise. They say if you exercise, you eat well. What exactly is the role? Does it really work? Because sometimes, I find like if I don't follow my routine, it starts to worry me. I start to stress as well. That's a lot of stress. So please.
Okay. Let me make it very simple. Exercise, it's like your best friend on so many levels. Now, when you are exercising, you are reminding the whole body systems of the original design, how they were meant to function. You are reminding your lungs to breathe in fresh air and expel the bad air. You are reminding your brain to be alert. If you're in the gym, you're lifting those iron, your brain is telling you, go easy, don't go too fast. Your heart is pumping blood, your livers are okay, your kidneys are okay, everything is working perfect. When you do all this, the whole metabolism in the body will be in equilibrium. So in metabolism, I'm talking about the catabolism and the anabolism. Catabolism is building up, catabolism is breaking down, anabolism is building up. So it tells your body how to function properly. When you are also exercising, you are increasing the blood flow to all the important organs in the body. When blood is flowing to all the important organs in the body, you're distributing oxygen. When you're having oxygen, everything is working perfectly. Now, an important hormone which is increased when you exercise is called endorphins. Endorphins is the feel-good hormone that you don't even care if the world is collapsing. When you are sweating, it doesn't matter if you're in pain. When you're sweating and the level of your endorphins are good, you don't care about anything in the world. Now, the reason why you have anxiety when you don't go back to what you normally do to relax is because it's now become a routine. So if you're someone that loves to go for a walk, the day you don't go for a walk, you begin to feel that something is wrong. So I can spend 24 hours today and tell you about the healthy benefits of exercise, but I'll tell you this, there is no wrong benefit in exercise unless you go overboard. There are some people that go to the gym, they are gym rats. They can actually have counter, effect. Like if you want to have a baby and you go to the gym and you begin to, rep up a lot of intensive body hurting routines, then you can spoil the opportunity of having a baby because extreme exercise can affect your ovulation, and when you don't ovulate, you can't have a baby. But moderate, normal exercise you can do every day for 30 minutes, oh my God, you can't go wrong. There is absolutely nothing in this world that will not be responsive to exercise. When you exercise, you have a very stressful day. When you exercise and you shower, you sleep like a baby.
Can I add something, please? Just a quick one. Can I add something? Yeah. I just want to add that I'm grateful for all the comments, but music. I just want to come from the music perspective. It can really help for your mental health, doctor. I think you're aware that music
100%.
music is like, I'll give my experience. I had my baby in front of my staircase, but it wasn't planned, and the baby came out. So afterwards, I was asked, what do you want to use for your mental health? Or, but God saved me and the baby, and I thank God that we are both alive. But I was asked, what medical help would you need? They were coming to me, asking me questions. And at that moment, I wasn't really worried about the medical attention because I didn't have any cut or tear or whatever. It was just like what the Bible would say. It's a Hebrew woman one. But my problem was, what's going to happen tomorrow? I was scared and everything, but I really love the medical perspective, and I'm grateful to God for the doctors and all the wisdom and everything. But what brought me out of all that is music. I'm just saying, just in case anyone else is listening, go to doctors, meet the medical practitioners. It's really important. What helped me was music, prayer, and then midnight prayer. Because when I wake up to breastfeed, all I was doing was kind of praying, talking to myself and staying positive, So, but just to add to everything that has been said with exercises, the medical practitioner's ideas. I have a background in biology, but it's quite different from what you're saying. And I love what you're saying. I thank you all so much. But for anyone listening, if you're struggling with stress or whatever, get your music on. Stay happy. It keeps you, it changes your mood in seconds. And if you are a believer you think, okay, I want to pray. Prayer can switch your mood in seconds. It changes your mood. I've had times that I've been really low. Just a word of like 10 minutes of prayer or whatever brought me out. So just in case anyone is listening, with all the advices from the doctor, from the professionals, and with respect to music, put your music on. Put it on the background in your house, wherever you are. For your kids, they will start dancing. They would love it. It's just my suggestion. And thank you all so much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me respond, then we can wrap. So
Okay.
here's the deal. In medical practice, lately, we practice holistic medicine. Okay? Now, remember that prior to the advent of drugs, we used to use herbs, right? So everything started from herbs. Then modern medicine came out and we started approaching things differently. Prior to now, if you have twins, we'll banish you to the evil forest. Prior to now, if you have a need for CS, you will die. So as we are evolving as humans, there are things we incorporate into what we do today. Definitely, you can't go wrong with music. Without music, the whole world would have gone crazy. Would have all gone crazy and would have all killed ourselves. So music has a role to play. Matter of fact, when Elo was talking about exercise, there is no way you can enjoy your exercise if you don't play your favorite music. Either you put it loud or you put it in your ears. They are all therapeutic.
Yeah.
But having said that, there are specific for medical intervention in any medical issue. So sometimes we might think that this might be what might work for us. Sometimes we can latch on that. Sometimes we might think we know. But when you seek professional help, there are so many of my clients that don't need medications. I will just talk and they go home better. Then there are some clients that will need drugs. So it's all individualized. It's all customized. So let's not make the mistake of staying back and saying, like, if a newly delivered mother had postpartum psychosis or postpartum depression or maternal bliss, I would not subscribe to her staying back and trying to figure it out by herself. It's better you present, then we help you walk your walk. And the good thing about modern medical practice is the fact that you play a role in your management. Nobody will impose anything on you. Okay, so thank you for that perspective. And yes, music works.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. We've now come to the end of today's program. Special thanks to our presenters, our musical guests, and as well as our host. Does anybody have anything to add? And it's all for me from here.
Okay, we don't like to leave any question unanswered. So let's give
what about the prizes? Are the prizes ready?
To ask our question.
Say again, ma'am.
We don't like to leave any question unanswered. So let's give Okoye Chidimma the opportunity to ask our question.